It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it's time for
Craig and Ryland Magic Review Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Welcome back to another review show right here on
Magic TV.
Exactly, and we are back, and this is a good one this week. 4 good tricks. 4 good tricks. I don't think it's a bad one. Can you think of a bad one? I don't think of a bad one. There's some that are better than others, but 4 good tricks. Now, it's always a good day on Magic TV, on the Craig and Ryland Review Show, when we get a new Jeki trick in. Oh my! And that's Oh my. That's what we've got. The first trick we're going to be looking at is from Jeki. Well, let's have a look at this one first.
Probably going to be very good. Very, very good.
So first up, we have Jeki, who is back with another chip trick. This is called Chip Through Glass, or CTG, by Jeki. And this is basically a routine where 3 poker chips are held in a fan at the fingertips, and one at a time they vanish and they appear underneath a glass. And as each one, it's quite visual. You see the chip vanish from the tips of the fingers, and you see it appear underneath the glass. Looks absolutely amazing. Now, before we talk about this, and before we talk about pros and cons, because there are some cons that you should be aware of, but before we do that, let's have a look at a performance. This is a performance of me doing Chip Through Glass by Jeki. I've got a glass, and I have 3 poker chips. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. We've all got 5s on them, as you can see. And if I asked you to take these poker chips and put them in the glass, you would probably just drop them in like that, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what you would. That's the sensible way of doing it. I'm going to show you by magic. Your job is to watch the 3 poker chips. Yeah. Watch the glass. The glass goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching.
Watch the 3 poker chips. Watch the glass. Glass goes on the table. 3 poker chips go here, and when I shake, the first poker chip vanishes from over there and travels right there underneath the glass. Did you miss it? Look, here's the thing. I'll do it again. You saw the first one magically appear inside the glass.
Yeah.
I'll do it again. Look, 1 goes underneath, 2 stay over here. You know the 2 are here. Yeah. You know the 1's here. But all I have to do is squeeze. And when I do, the second one drops right there inside the glass. Now, the more I do this, the harder it becomes. And the reason is, you know, somehow I'm sneaking these poker chips into the glass. The thing is, you don't know how. So the last one, I'm going to cover up these 2 poker chips. And I'm going to make this last one go through the solid top of the glass. That'll be good, won't it? Penetrate solid through solid. Watch the poker chip. Watch the 2 chips there. Watch the solid top, because if I just push, I can cause that last poker chip to go right through.
What?
And that is a miracle with 3 poker chips and a glass.
Oh my.
Oh my, exactly. Okay, so that was Chip Through Glass. Now, visually it looks great. I know the first time you saw this, you were like, wow.
Wow.
It's like all the Jeki stuff. It looks very, very visual. Pros and cons. First of all, if you've got a little bit of knowledge with sort of sleight of hand with coins, you'll be able to do this no problem. There's nothing actually too difficult in it. The tutorial is very well done. There is a performance to camera. There's not a live performance, which was a shame. I would have liked to have seen a live performance, but there is a kind of a studio performance to camera. It looks good. It would work really well in the real world. The angles are really good. The way that you actually perform it is solid. It's open to interpretation because there's other ways that you can do it as well. So, for example, Jeki talks about holding the chips at the tips of the fingers, but you can hold them in your hand and still achieve the same sort of thing. So it's very good, and I know that you liked it.
I liked it.
Couple of things that you need to be aware of. First of all, the poker chips are, although they are poker chips, they don't look like casino quality poker chips. I know that's something that people are concerned about sometimes. They're more sort of the poker chips that you would get in like a kid's toy poker chip set. Do you know what I mean? They're little
That
plastic ones.
Exist.
I know, but I know it shouldn't, but it does.
Pokers.
But you know what I mean? They're like little plastic poker chips as opposed to like clay poker chips. That's the first thing you need to be aware of. The second thing you need to be aware of is that in order to do this trick, you are going to need to have something on your finger. There needs to be something on your finger, and Jeki supplies the necessary stuff that you need to be able to do this. But it would be a pain in the butt to get that into position in the middle of a routine. So you'd have to open up with this and have that thing in position in order to go into this trick. That's something I'm trying not to give too much away. I think a lot of people know what I'm talking about, but I don't want to give too much away. However, if you're concerned about that, and that is a concern because it means this has to be an opening routine, and you would then have to find a way to get the thing off your finger that you need to have in place in order to do this. The way around it is by using a silent assistant by Sanz Minds, or by using a PK ring. Either of those methods would be a solution to what you need to do. In fact, if you have chop, you would be able to use chop to achieve exactly the same thing. Chop would be able to do what you need to do without needing the thing attached to your finger. So there are options. If you like this trick but you don't want to do the setup that Jeki talks about, there are options. That's worth knowing.
Yeah.
Now, you do get the glass as well. Any glass will work, but Jeki has supplied you with a really nice sort of plastic glass that's going to take a licking and keep on ticking. It's quite robust. It's not going to smash into pieces in your case, in your close-up case, and it's the perfect size to be able to do this as well. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. It's a very, very, very strong trick. Reminds me a little bit of Enigma by Nicholas Knight, but kind of taken to an entire other level. It's fairly easy to do. You've not said a word during this whole thing, and Jeky's your favourite magician.
Because you're talking too much.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me what you think?
I really like this. I think this is a really good trick. I like the way. I like the way it's done. It's quite visual. Yeah. It's easy to.
Yeah, it's easy, isn't it? Yeah. Like, it's nothing difficult. You are going to have to palm something. You are going to have to do a couple of switches.
It's probably. I'm guessing it's probably quite an easy setup.
Yeah, as I say, other than that thing that needs to be on your finger, the setup is easy. You can just bring 3 chips and the glass out and you're good to go anytime, anywhere. The chips can be examined before the routine, they can be examined after the routine, and there will be nothing to find. So the setup is great as long as you can deal with that thing that's on your finger. But as I said to people, there are other options. Yeah. So, no, but the setup's good. Setup's good, angles are good, and this would look great on social media as well. I love this. I'm going to give this 95%. I can see myself doing this. What about you?
I think I'll do this, yeah.
Yeah? So what are you giving it?
I'm going to give it like 97%.
97% from Ryland. And does it get an oh my as well?
Plus oh my and tuna.
And 97% plus oh my. I'm giving it and a tulip. I'm giving it 90%. It's a fantastic trick if you want to do something that looks.
I'll tell you what. I've just started that new run.
Yeah.
I think the first stage I'm gonna get is tulip.
There you go. He's starting Zelda again because why not? When you're obsessed with Zelda,
No, I've done it on your account. So like, you haven't got anything on your account, so I'm doing it again.
He's doing it again. Anyway.
See how good I can get it.
Let's move on to the next review. Next up, we've got a routine or a trick that a lot of people are raving about right now. And I know you love this. I have my reservations, but I really like it as well. This is called New Wave, created by Victor Sanz, produced by Joel Miranda Magic. New Wave, premium magic solutions. Joel Miranda presents New Wave by Victor Sanz. This effect offers a fresh and innovative twist on the classic Wave by Max Maven. Notice, internet, I said Wave properly. With New Wave, every card value can be named and the entire effect is self-contained within the wallet. Let's have a look at a performance of this. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to show you a performance of it. And then after the performance, we'll talk about what we think.
Okay, so I've got my dad behind the camera. I've got a wallet. But first of all, Dad, I want you to name any value of a playing card from ace to king. That includes ace and king. Anyone.
Anyone. Let's go for a queen.
Queen.
Yeah, queen.
You sure?
Yeah, queen.
For some reason I said that very fast. Anyway, a queen. Now, are you sure you want a queen?
Yes,
Not
I'm
many people
positive.
name a queen. Okay. Now, I've got a couple of things in here. I've got receipts, as you can see. I've got money, and most importantly, I've got the. Oh, I'm wrecking the receipt there. Right. And most importantly, I've got these blue playing cards. Okay.
Okay. Is the money your money? Or have you stolen money off me?
No, it's not stolen money. But yeah,
Okay.
sometimes it's a little tough to take out. All we gotta do is just get them out of here, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Just put them out. Yeah. Got the blue cards.
Okay.
Put the wallet over there. We don't need the wallet. Now, you can see we've got these blue cards here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, like I said, this is what we're gonna do the trick. This is how we're gonna do the trick. Okay. Now what we're gonna have is we're gonna have 4 things. Okay. Now, 4 different suits, red and black.
Yeah.
Which one do you want? Red or black? Pick one up. Anyone.
Red.
Red. Okay. So pick the reds up.
Yeah, got them.
We slide the black away. Put them back on the table. Now, whatever you pick up here, this is what we're gonna use. Pick anyone up. Which one's that?
Diamonds.
Diamonds, okay? Right, we're going to swipe the hearts away. Like that. Okay, now are you sure you want the diamonds?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, now, believe it or not, you can name any one. And you can actually see the diamonds are the only one that has turned
What?
over.
That's the Queen of Diamonds.
That's the Queen of Diamonds, which is pretty cool. Thing is, you might be thinking, well, what if all the other cards are the other queens? Well, the thing is, they're not actually the other queens. You can see they're actually blank cards. Now, you may have noticed that the queen here is actually red. Like I said, the rest are blue, proving that I knew you would have named the Queen of Hearts. What?
I didn't name the Queen of Hearts, I named the Queen of Diamonds.
You named the Queen. I meant the Queen of Diamonds. What?
Lucky you got it right.
Yeah.
Even though you got it wrong at the end when you said the wrong card. What? Okay, so I know you love this, right?
Yeah.
And you've told me you love it. In fact, you were annoyed that I took it the other day when you were going out for a meal with Mom and you wanted to perform it to people and I nicked it.
Big family dinner.
Big family dinner. He was going to take this and I nicked it. So I know you love this.
Yeah,
I like it. I have reservations. And I think we should have a discussion about it. But first of all, you've performed this. Tell me why you love it so much.
Well, it's really clever technique. It's very clever. Pretty much visible from all angles, apart from the top, which I don't know why I need, unless you're like 2 foot and you've got a 7'10" basketball player looking down on you. I think you should be good.
Yeah, it's angle proof completely. I mean, it is nice that you've got this wallet. You've got the blue cards are clearly visible inside the wallet. You open up the wallet, you say that you've got a few bits and pieces in there, and then kada-boom, kada-bing, you take out the blue cards, and immediately you're done.
Yeah.
They can name any value, and as soon as you take...
You're pretty much able to name any card.
Yeah, there's a small amount of equivoque when it comes to the suits. A very small amount of equivoque.
You can name any red card.
Yeah.
Any red card.
Any red card. And there's a small amount of equivoque, which is fine. That's not a problem.
No, well, it's just pick up a card. Okay, we'll throw the rest away. Or throw it away. And that's the only equivoque.
You see, I think that John Miranda and his team have made a mistake marketing this as a version of Bewave. Because a lot of people on the internet are comparing this to Bewave. And they're saying it doesn't really add anything to Bewave. Bewave is obviously that routine that you've done before where you've got 4, you bring out a packet of 4 cards and you say the 4 queens, name one, and whichever one they name, it's the only one that's turned face up, and all the other ones are blank, right? That's Bewave, right? And I think this is not really Bewave. This shouldn't be compared to Bewave. This is more of a thought of card to wallet.
Yeah.
This is more of a think of a card, I'm going to have that card in the wallet. It's not Bewave. And I think that people need to think of it as that. And when you think of it as a thought of card to wallet, it's actually quite clever. The problem is, if you're doing it as a thought of card to wallet, why do you have a packet of 4 cards? You have obviously you have that from a methodology point of view. You need 4 cards in order to make the trick work, but from a presentational point of view, it would have been nicer to just say name a card, boom, that's the only card I've got in here. But as it is, it's name a card, name a value. I've got 4 cards here. If I told you these were the 4 7s, for example, would that be good? Yeah, well, let's go further. We're going to name a suit. Oh, that's the only one that's turned over. It's clever. I was a bit disappointed, and it flies over people, but I was a bit disappointed that there was no real justification for moving the receipts around. It's kind of like, you open up the thing and you're like, I've got some receipts here. you're moving the receipts around from basically.
That's why I did like. Okay, so I've got this wallet here. Name of value, blah blah blah. Now in this wallet, there's a couple of things. There's a couple of different things. I've got a couple of receipts, and then so you show the one. Got a couple of receipts. Put it back in the spot, and say, "Oh, I've got some cash. I've got some card."
Yeah.
And then, most importantly, I've got these blue playing cards. Now these are really important because if I take, in fact, I'll tell you what. If I take them out, I'll show you, and then you do the thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have to carry a wallet around with you.
I think most people do though.
Yeah, but and you can have cards in there. You can have money in there. It could be your everyday wallet. It's a bit bigger than a normal everyday wallet, but you could have it as an everyday wallet. But it doesn't do anything else other than
Look,
this.
my everyday wallet is a fire wallet.
Yes, it is. It's ridiculous. Yes, you're as a 12-year-old, your everyday wallet is a fire wallet. I am a terrible parent. I like this. I don't know. I'm torn between whether I'd actually use it or not.
I think I might actually use it.
I think you would. I think this, even though you
I
don't
wouldn't use it as my everyday wallet, but I do think I would do this.
It's not really a card trick, is it? I mean, it is a card trick, but it's kind of more of a prediction. I don't know. I don't know if I would or not. I like the idea of it. I really do. I question whether it's as powerful as like an invisible deck, for example. I question whether it's as powerful as just holding a deck of cards and saying, name a card. 7 of diamonds. There's one card turned over in this pack. It's the 7 of diamonds. Thank you very much. There's no fuss. There's no hassle. There's no nothing. I don't know. But then again, there's very few things that are as good as the invisible deck. So if we take that approach to everything, nobody's going to bring everything out again. I don't know. I do like it. Don't get me wrong. I do like it. I think it's clever. I think the method is good. I think the method's genius. I really do. I just question whether I'm actually going to do it or not. I don't know. I think that the way that because obviously this is an index, the way that they've built the index is so ridiculously clever. You know what I'd do with it though?
What?
Because the problem is at the end, the wallet's put away. You couldn't examine the wallet. Well, you could examine the wallet, but really not what the contents of the wallet. But the way that the routine is constructed is the wallet is put away during the course of the routine.
Yeah.
And you're left with 4 cards, the red card and the 3 blue cards.
Yeah.
The 3 blue cards are examinable, the red card isn't.
Yeah.
I would consider actually using real red cards and equivoking down to the particular red suits.
The red suit, yeah.
So that then everything's examinable at the end. I personally would do it that way.
Prefer that, yeah.
Because then everything on the table is examinable. And I think that might be a little bit better.
My slipper fell off.
Oh well. The reset, the one thing that you are going to be aware of if you do pick this up, the reset cannot be done in front of the audience. It's not a long reset. It only takes about 10 or 15 seconds. But you know, sometimes, maybe 30 seconds at the most. But you know those tricks where you can like openly reset them in front of the audience, or you can reset as you're walking away from the table. You don't want anyone looking at the reset, you know, because they'll see exactly how the trick works. So you'd have to kind of go away from people, do your 15-second reset, and then you're ready to go again. That's something to bear in mind. Outside of that, it's a commercial trick. Yeah. It fits in one pocket. It looks like a regular wallet. You can put your regular everyday wallety stuff in there if you want to, and you're ready to do a really killer thought of card anytime, anywhere. I like it. I don't know whether I'd do it. I'm gonna give it more than 79 because I think I would do it.
I think I would do it.
I'm gonna give it 87%. I like this. I do like it. And I think the method is genius. It is actually the method is cleverer than the trick itself. It's one of those tricks where you do the trick and they're like, oh my God, that's amazing. How do you do it? Well, let me tell you how good this is. You kind of want to tell them the method. But you wouldn't, obviously. 87%. What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it 98%.
98%.
I think it's very good. Plus tulip.
Plus tulip. 98% plus tulip for Ryland. 87% for me. Let's move on to the third review. Right, the third review is by Vallarino, and this is a trick that came
What's
out.
That?
Vallarino is the name of the man that brought it out. It's his version of McDonald's Aces, you know, the 4-ace assembly. So it's Vallarino's version of the 4-ace assembly.
Nice.
It was published many years ago in books and videos, and it's now been brought out with all of the props that you need to be able to perform the routine in full, which is good.
Nice.
Because some of the gimmicks are specially made and it would be very difficult to actually try and make those up yourself. Now, what you have here is a version of McDonald's Aces, but you're not using the traditional approach of having double-sided cards. Now, what's interesting is they do supply double-sided Aces, and they do go through on the tutorial how to do the classic McDonald's Aces method. However, that's not the main method that Vallarino teaches. The main method that Vallarino teaches is this kind of new handling that uses different gimmicks in combination with some sleight of hand. Because the thing with the original McDonald's Aces is there's very little sleight of hand. The gimmicks do most of the work for you. With this version, the gimmicks are doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but there are some sleights that you need to be able to do as well. Not too many. It's going to look like I'm holding doubles at various different points, but the gimmicks are making that incredibly easy for me. I'm not going to say anything else. I'm going to show you a performance of this. This is a performance of McDonald's Aces reimagined by Vallarino. Do you see the cards?
Yeah.
For this card trick, I need 4 aces. But look, if I just do this, I can make the 1, 2, 3, 4 aces appear, which is fantastic because, like I said, we need 4 aces to do this trick. Now, I'll tell you right now that the ace of spades is the leader ace. That's the one that you have to follow. So the ace of spades is the leader ace. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If you understand, that's good. Now, the idea is that we take 3 cards like this, and we put 3 cards on top of the first ace, the ace of diamonds. We then take 3 cards, and we put 3 cards on top of the second ace, the ace of clubs. We then take 3 cards, and we put 3 cards on top of the third ace, the ace of hearts. So in other words, on the ace of diamonds, we've got 3 cards. On the ace of clubs, we've got 3 cards. On the ace of hearts, we've got 3 cards. So in other words, there's kind of 12 cards altogether, right?
Yeah.
Now, the ace of spades, like I said, this one is the leader ace. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 3 cards. Now, honestly, it doesn't matter what these 3 cards are, right? But we're going to take these 3 cards and I'm going to put them onto the ace of spades packet. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Good. So over here on the ace of spades packet, we put those aces. We put those cards on top of the ace of spades packet.
Yeah.
Your job is to keep an eye on that packet, right? Now, I'm not going to use any other cards. We're going to put the rest of the cards away. We don't need them. I'm going to start off here with the ace of diamonds. That's the first card. Can you see it right there?
Yeah.
Now I want you to watch and don't blink because it happens on the count of 3. Watch the ace of diamonds. 1, 2, 3. See what happens, believe it or not, is that ace of diamonds actually vanishes, leaving just 1, 2, 3 cards.
Wow.
Now you might have missed it. Shall I do it again?
Yeah.
Look, let's just move these over here for a second. Do you see the ace of clubs underneath the 3 cards? Yes?
Yeah.
It happens in the blink of an eye. Watch the 3 cards, watch the ace of clubs.
Okay.
As that next ace vanishes. Look, it's gone.
Whoa.
Completely and totally disappeared, just leaving us with 1, 2, 3 cards.
Wow.
So that's 2.
Yeah,
two.
that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
The last one is this one here. Now, this one is the hardest one, but I'm going to do it anyway. You know what's going to happen. You've seen it happen twice before, haven't you?
Yeah.
There's the ace of hearts. Do you see it?
Yeah.
See, if I just take that ace of hearts and put it up on top of the packet, what happens is that ace of hearts vanishes without leaving a trace.
Whoa.
That's all 3 aces. Now, do you remember I put 3 random cards over here on top of the ace of spades?
Yeah.
This is the thing. The aces haven't disappeared. They're travelling. And if we just wait literally 2 seconds, 1, 2.
What?
Now, over here, we have the ace of diamonds, the ace of hearts,
What?
the ace of clubs, and that is a miracle with the 4 aces. Now, I can't think of anything that you would hate more than a 4 ace trick with a pack of cards.
I've got some questions.
Oh, you've got questions,
Yeah,
have
I've
you,
got questions,
Ryland?
I've got questions.
Yeah, go on then.
So, first of all, is it easy?
Like I say, it's combining sleight of hand with
Well,
gimmicks. So it is easy.
I'm just saying, now you've told me that. I just needed, like, that.
Oh, right, sorry,
Yeah.
okay.
No, I'm just saying. So, as a question, because I don't really do McDonald's Aces. So as a question, what does it add to McDonald's Aces?
very good point. You know McDonald's Aces. Killian was doing that.
Yeah,
on his tour,
I know what it
wasn't he?
is. It's just like I don't know how easy it is. I don't know what this would.
I get it.
I'm just. Wondering.
I think this is kind of more of a magician fool really than anything else, because what this does is this is a way of doing McDonald's Aces without using cards that have got faces on both sides, which is the traditional way of doing McDonald's Aces. And most magicians, when they see a 4-ace assembly and they realise it's a McDonald's Aces...
So you could just say to anyone, once you've done it, you can examine this?
No, they can't examine them.
Oh, so what...
They can't, because you can show the fronts and the backs of the cards at all times, which is quite nice. But you can't... The other advantage is, I'll tell you an advantage here. With McDonald's Aces, you have the 4 aces and 3 cards go on top of each one. And then you're not actually vanishing the aces. The aces are actually turning into an indifferent card.
Yeah.
So you show the 4 cards and the ace is not there, but there's still 4 cards here. With this particular routine, you've got the aces and you've got 3 cards on top of each one. And then what happens is you end up with just 3 cards. So it looks like the aces are actually vanishing. So and I will say the second vanish is amazing, because they see the 3 face down cards, they see the ace, and you literally just scoop the face down cards over with the ace, turn them over, and the ace has just vanished. It's very, very clever.
So if the whole point is, as a magician, for to show the cards more, but in the normal one, they're not examinable. But in this one, they're not examinable.
Mhm.
Why not do the normal one? Like, what's the difference? Like, if a spectator was watching, would they notice anything different apart from they're just vanishing?
No, the only thing they'd notice is they're vanishing. This is harder than your original McDonald's Aces. Like the final packet involves a side steal and a colour change from the bottom of the packet. Not an easy move to do.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if the whole point of this is to make it vanish and more showable, but you still can't examine it, then why make it but it makes it harder? Why not do the other one?
I don't know.
I'm not saying it's bad. I don't do McDonald's Aces. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, I understand where you come from. Like, I've got a version of McDonald's Aces that maybe one day will see the light of day. I think that when you bring something out, it needs to add something. It needs to have something extra.
So instead
what this has is, instead of having instead of the cards changing, you end up with the aces actually vanishing, and you've got some more visual moments. The vanishes here with this with this particular routine are more visual than the vanishes that are typically done with McDonald's Aces. However, because of that, it is a lot harder to do. But they're not examinable. No. You end up with cards that can't be examined. They can't be examined for different reasons than McDonald's Aces, but they can't be examined. But in essence, the trick is the same. 4 aces are laid out, 3 cards go on top of each ace, the cards vanish, and all aces are together in the other packet.
So what's this adding? Question.
It's Vallarino's handling of the 4 ace assembly using gimmick cards.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I wasn't expecting this.
I was just wondering.
I'm trying to. I'm a big Vallarino fan, so I'm trying to find a reason to actually. It's just a different way of doing the trick, really. To be honest, they're different gimmicks and they're different ways of doing it. It's not. Put it this way: if Killian went and did McDonald's Aces like he was doing on his tour to a group of people, and then Vallarino came along.
So let's say Killian was doing this on the tour.
This or the other one that he actually did.
No, let's say that Killian was doing the actual one on the tour.
Yes.
And the same person went to Vallarino's show and noticed it was the same trick. Would they notice anything different?
Not really.
Oh.
Other than if they were watching very closely and they realised that it was a vanish instead of a change. Yeah. Not really.
So why do this instead then? I'm just wondering.
I don't know.
Why buy this instead?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do you not know?
I don't know. Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking questions.
I was actually going to give this 79% because I'm not going to do it. I actually do the original McDonald's Aces, and I do a version of McDonald's Aces that I designed myself. But I wouldn't do this, not because it's not pretty and beautiful. It is pretty, it is beautiful, and I enjoyed learning it. And if you're a student of card magic and you like learning really cool sequences, this is a really cool sequence. And there's like I say, that middle vanish is great and has other applications. But he's right, it doesn't really add anything compared to McDonald's Aces. If you're already doing McDonald's Aces and you're happy with it, this doesn't really, you're paying money to basically do the same trick, in essence.
Yeah.
What are you giving it, Ryland?
I'm going to give it say 70%.
I hate you.
Why you hate me?
Because Vallarino is amazing.
I don't do card tricks. Not my fault.
On behalf of Magic TV, I'd like to apologise for Ryland right now. And please rest assured, for the rest of the week, he will be grounded.
What?
Let's move on to the next review. Okay, so the final trick we're going to be looking at, Ryland, is Pandora's Box.
Ooh.
This is a card trick that you're going to be performing.
Ooh.
But, as you pointed out, it is a card trick, but it's kind of a prediction trick. And when Ryland learnt this and showed it to me, he fooled the pants off me. The performance you're about to see, he went and learnt this trick and then showed it me on camera, and I had no idea how it worked. I've since shown this performance to some very knowledgeable people, and Matt clearly.
I'm knowledgeable.
And none of them could figure out how it worked. So, bravo, young man. Let's have a look at a performance of
Okay, so I've got my
Pandora.
dad behind the camera. I've got a card box here. Now, inside this, there is a paper. Now, on that paper, there is a prediction, okay? Now, Dad, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to deal through these cards like this. And whenever you want, just say stop.
Anytime at all.
Anytime at all, whenever you want. Just say stop.
Stop.
There.
Stop, stop, stop. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
So this card right here.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take the rest. I'm going to put them over there, okay? This
Yeah.
card.
Yes.
You sure? That's what the card is, okay?
Yeah.
I know what the card is.
Jack
That's
of
the card.
clubs.
Right. Oh, okay. I'll look at the card then. Jack of clubs. You got it?
Yeah.
That's your card. Right. Now, like I said, in here, I had a prediction the whole time. You can hear it in there, yeah?
Yes.
But I'm going to take it out. And you can see there's one piece of paper.
Yes.
Just one.
Yeah.
Nothing else. And on that one piece of paper,
Don't do this, right.
it says
This is impossible.
Jack of clubs. What?
That is actually a killer prediction. That is actually a killer prediction. Now, the way that you actually had the card picked is very clever and is slightly different to how they suggest doing it on the tutorial. But that was the genius part of it for me. What you just saw, that was not a gimmicked pack of cards in any way. The deck was completely normal. There were no duplicates, there were no extras, there was no nothing. He dealt, and I could have said stop anywhere. And
You could have actually said stop anyway.
yeah, and the cards were, it could have all been shown as different, and he was able to show that prediction. And I know on the performance, I said Jack of Clubs, but I didn't even need to say the name of the card. It made no difference to him. And I have to say, for somebody who doesn't do card tricks, that handling of this trick and your selection procedure is genius, and it's actually better than what's on the tutorial.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No,
I
you're welcome.
appreciate that.
You're welcome. Now, what you have
smart,
here
you
is,
I'm
you are smart. Now, what you...
Knowledgeable
Knowledgeable, that's him.
and smart.
Okay,
Daddy, are you smart?
no.
No, Daddy, are you smart?
I'm not falling for it, right? Can
What
we
do you
just
mean?
finish the
Are
review?
you smart?
Yes, I'm smart.
Spell it.
S-M-A-R-T.
No? Spell it?
Smell it.
No, spell it.
Spell it. S.
No, are you smart?
Yes.
Spell it.
I-T. Shut up.
Yay!
Right.
Good job, Bob.
Now,
Oh, you are smart.
can we just finish the review? Right.
Yeah.
What we have here, you don't get a deck of cards with this. What you actually get is you get a card box. Now, the card box is a gimmicked card box. And the gimmicked card box, the best... I don't think I'm giving too much away to let you know that it's a way of doing a 4-way out routine with the card box. The card box is specially gimmicked so that it will allow you to put the box down on the table, and anytime you want to, shake the box so they can hear there's a piece of paper in there, tip the piece of paper out the box, and it'll be one of 4 outs. Now, they supply you with paper, but it's normal paper, so you can do any outs that you want to. They supply you with 4 different countries. They supply you with 4 different ESP symbols. They supply you with 4 different playing cards. You decide what you want to do the trick with, and you set the box up for that out. It takes about 5 minutes to set the box. Let's say you want to do the card trick that you saw Ryland do. It takes about 5 minutes to set the box.
But then you're good to go.
Once it's set, it's set. Once you've finished the trick and you've tipped that one piece of paper out,
it takes like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it takes about 10 to 15 seconds to reset it.
15 to 20.
Yeah, to reset it, you just have to do something.
You can just do it on the way, walking over. You can do
you wouldn't want to do it in front of the audience, but it'll take you about 15 seconds to reset it. And you can have this for anything. So anything that involves a 4-way out, if you've got a 4-way out routine, anything that, like I plan on maybe doing this with Infinity Deck, because if you've got the Infinity Deck, you know that I'm going to be forcing either a flower, a house, you know, so on and so forth. So dog, person. So having this as the prediction for the Infinity Deck, I think will be really clever. The tutorial is simple. It goes through what you need to know. It doesn't really spend too much time on the forcing procedure, which is why you came up with your own method of forcing that particular card and blowing my mind. But it doesn't spend too much time on that. The main thing that you have here is this box that is going to allow you to put it down on the table. At any point you want to, you just pick it up and you shake, and you're going to have immediate access to that out. You can then just open up the box, tip out that piece of paper into the spectator's hand, and you can put the box onto the person's hand. They couldn't, to be clear, they couldn't look at the other side of the box, could they? But with audience management, let's say you're a walk-around performer, you could put the box into the spectator's hand and get them to put their other hand on top. And that would be absolutely fine. Or you could put it down on the table or on top of a glass on the table. From an angles point of view, you don't want people looking at the back of the box, do you?
No.
Now, so you can hold. You need to do something at the back of the box in order to activate the gimmick, in order to get the correct prediction in place. But once you understand what you need to do, you could do that from underneath the box without actually lifting the box up like that. So the angles are actually really good. The way that I would describe this is like a close-up organic version of The Gift by Angelo Carbone. If you know The Gift by Angelo Carbone, which is still, in my opinion, the best 4-way out system ever created, this is like a version of that. The difference is the box can't be examined afterwards, but it is so clean because the box is on the table.
The paper and the card can be.
The paper can be, the cards can be, but the box can't. But to be honest, you tip that piece of paper out, you just put the card box away, nobody's attention is on the card box. The card box is there just to hold a prediction. Now, you can't put a full deck in the card box. You can put about 36 to 38 cards in, but because of how the card box works, you can't put a full deck in. So, I mean, if you want to do the card thing that you saw Ryland do, all you need is 36 cards to be able to do that, no problem. But bear that in mind. You might want to just carry the box around with a piece of paper in and just put it down and say, I've got a prediction in there. You might want to have the deck in and put the deck out. When you take the deck out, you're ready to go. You're ready to activate that gimmick at any point that you want to. And like Ryland said, it's about a 10 to 15 second reset before you go to the next table. This is brilliant. Andrew has brought out a whole bunch of stuff. This is my favourite thing that I've seen him bring out so far. I've seen Andrew bring out so far.
I really like this.
I actually think that this is probably the best trick of the review show. I'm giving this 100%.
I'm like giving 1,000,000,000,000% plus tulip.
1,000,000,000,000% plus Julian. Are you going to do this? Because although it's a playing card trick, you don't even have to use playing cards. You could. You have to use a card box, but you don't have to.
Yeah,
like I said, the pieces of paper could be anything.
Oh.
Yeah,
good point. Good point.
Oh, you an idiot. Like the pieces of paper can be absolutely anything. It can be anything. So, for example, you could have.
It could be different types of Nerf guns that I can.
Yeah, you could have 4 little Lego sets, 4 little Lego figures, and you could say, inside this box, I've got a piece of paper. I've wrote down a Lego figure. Do me a favour, pick any one of these 4. That's the one you want. Here's the piece of paper. You can hear it in there. Let me just tip this out. Open it up. It's the sailor or whatever it is. So.
Or daddy, you could have 5 Lego figures, and you can tell them to pick one and say, right, that one goes away, and now But basically, all we're going to do is when you pick one, we're going to take it and you're going to go to the last one. So pick one, pick one, pick one. Okay, that's the one you want.
Yeah.
So you can do it as many Lego figures as you want.
Yeah,
Well,
you
no,
can.
you can do it with 5.
Well, you could do it with 10, Ryland. Because if you had 10 Lego figures and the force Lego figures were in position 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, you could give me a number from 1 to 10. If they give you an odd number, you go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's that one. If they give you an even number, you go from this side. And on this side, all of the Lego figures that are forced are going to be in the even position. So because from this side, you would have the spectator looking at you, they would count, and they would automatically count from this side, but you would count from this side. Yeah. So if you wanted to do it, you could
10. Oh yeah.
You could do it. 10. It would still work. It would still work. Yeah. And the other thing is, you can have 20. You can have 20 Lego figures out, and you could use a bit of equivoke at the beginning and say, I've got 20 Lego figures here. Do me a favour, we're going to eliminate half of them. Point to a row, and you can use equivoke to get rid of half of them, and then you can say, well, you're left with these, we'll eliminate now down to 1. Give me a number from 1 to 10. So you can actually have...
2.
Yeah. 1, 2. Done. So, anyway, we're getting distracted now. We'll talk about forcing methods more in a little bit. What are you giving it again? Million, billion, willion, trillion.
A
Willion,
a million, billion, trillion, million, billion, plus trillion.
What he said. I'm giving it 100% because I'm not insane.
That's another review shot in the bag. That's another review shot in the bag.
It is another review show in the bag. Thank you once again for joining us here on Magic TV. Ow. I'm really not feeling well, remember, today. So please don't do that. Why not? I've gotten tired. It's middle of Christmas and I'm doing too many gigs.
Not the middle of Christmas, it's the middle of December.
Middle of December, bad enough. You want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.
Have you calendar yet?
Yes. Ryland will be back with me again next Wednesday. And don't forget, you want to follow him on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube. It's Ryland the Kid Magician. If you want to follow me, it's Magic TV. And don't forget, I have the Netrix. It's netrix.com.
No, not cookies.
Whatever. I'll see you again. He's going to see you again. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye.